Hey girl, my name is Destiny. I'm the founder and CEO of Desalexiss, the women's empowerment nail and beauty brand. I started in the beauty industry about 6 years ago as a nail technician and transitioned into selling my very own physical products. My brand empowers women to live their full potential and overcome those limiting beliefs that leaves us so stuck. This is more than just your average nail brand. We strive to motivate you through your entrepreneurial career with DIY tutorials, content creation, and empowering messages to uplift you and motivate you through your journey. So if you're ready to live your full potential, learn through content creation, DIY content, and be encouraged through empowering messages, then you're in the right place. Welcome to Desalexiss, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye. Hey nail babes, welcome to another nail video. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different than what you're used to, but I figured it would be great to show you guys anyway how I apply my Gel X nails properly. And by applying your Gel X nails properly, you will avoid any lifting, your nails popping off before it's time, or any air bubbles. And so learning these techniques is super beneficial, especially if you're a nail technician or if you're just someone who likes to do nails at home. And so I'm going in with a sanding band and I'm buffing my nail plate. I'm removing the shine and any dead skin or cuticles in the area that I see. And I do this, of course, the best that I can, and then I will go in with a cuticle bit as well. But you want to follow this step across all 10 of your nails just to ensure that you have a nice clean base or nice clean surface before you begin to apply your actual Gel X extensions. Alright, so now I'm going in with my cuticle bit, and as you can see, I'm getting all in the cuticle area just to remove any of that dead skin or any of the cuticles that's on my nail plate. And as you can see, if you look pretty closely, you'll start to see it lifting up, and I'm removing it as best as I can, and I'm trying to get rid of all of it because that will help your nails last a long time. So I would say to prioritize this step above all else because you want to make sure that your prep goes a long way. And it will if you continue to follow the steps and you do the things that you need to do in order for your nails to last a long time. Like dehydrating your nail plate, removing the cuticles by clipping them with a cuticle nipper, removing the shine from the nail plate with a buffer or with a sanding band or a file if you don't have an electric file, and also getting into the cuticle area either with a wooden pusher tool first and then following it up with a cuticle bit. All of that will help your nail retention last. So after each step, I like to go in with an alcohol wipe and remove any shine from my nail plate, and also it helps dehydrate the nail plate further. But having a good prep and priming system will actually remove that step. You don't actually need it, but for me, I realize that it's just that extra layer of protection that I like to add. So having a good prep and primer is going to effectively prep your nails for any gel extension, nail enhancement, whether you're doing acrylic or if you are doing polygel or anything like that. So just make sure that you have a good prep and priming system in your arsenal when you are creating nails. Now I'm going in with our long square soft gel nail tips, and I am going to go ahead and size each of my nails just to ensure that I have the correct size across each finger. And I showed you guys our gel glue, which is the best gel glue possible because it helps your nails your nail extensions adhere to your nails very well. So you apply a little bit into the tip and you make sure that you don't overflow it when you are pressing it down on your natural nail, because if you get it off, obviously too far off of your nail plate, it's going to make your nails pop off. And so just being sure that you're following the proper steps across all fingernails, ensuring that you're not having any bubbles and that you are keeping the pressure as you pull the gel glue down to your free edge of your natural nail will help ensure that your nails last a very long time. And so it's going to come with technique. You obviously will have to keep practicing in order to get any technique, regardless of whatever you're doing. But as you continue to go, you're going to find that it's going to be a lot easier. So here's the application. All of my nails have been applied properly, and I love this length. Honestly, before I had my son, I would have kept it probably a little bit shorter than that, but I went ahead and cut them down to the length that I desire for this set. And I'm going to go in with our rubber base in the color Flirty, and I'm going to start the application process. Now, of course, you can just swipe it or apply it like you would any gel polish, but for this color, I like to build it up a little bit more. So this is the first layer, and this is the second layer after I've applied an additional layer or additional amount on top of the original layer that I had. And by doing so, I just kind of pull or make like a pull amount. And when I say pull, think of like a swimming pool. I just kind of gather it to the back of my nail. And I start with a swiping motion, just building up the color. And I'm not doing this part perfectly because with a rubber base, it's actually self-leveling. And so because it is a self-leveling gel, I just kind of swipe it around, make sure I'm building up the color, and then I bring it all across the nail by swiping it to the free edge of the nail. And I'm just making sure that the color looks cohesive across all fingers. I'm going to begin the process where I actually start going in with a white gel polish, and I saw this cute trend online that I wanted to try, so we're going to give it a try really quickly. All right, and so I didn't actually record this part of the process, but if you guys want an additional video, let me know. But now we're going to get into a little bit of encouragement for the women today. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Desalexiss, and today's video is all about nothing changes unless you change. Let me first start by saying that there's been many times in my life where I was afraid to make a change, and I was just afraid of there being no result after I decided to make a change, that I would never do anything in the first place. And ultimately, it just left me feeling stuck, left me overwhelmed, and left me feeling like my life was just stagnant and not moving at all. It wasn't until I realized that regardless of whatever change needs to be made, I first have to make up my mind within myself to take the first step in the first place, or else I'm going to be left in the same situation over and over and over again if I decide to do nothing about it. If you've been like me and you've been afraid to take that first action step, or you've been afraid to be seen trying, or you've been afraid of what other people might think of you making a change to begin with, I want you to know that all of that doesn't matter. What actually matters is how you feel about yourself, how you feel about your quality of life, and how you feel about where your life is going at this present moment. There has been many moments in my life where I felt like I was just confused and lost, and I felt like life was beating me up, and I got tired of that feeling, right? I got tired of sitting down, letting life trample me over, and letting my mind just take control of every situation, which ultimately led to me feeling depressed, more and more depressed, the more that I didn't do anything about it. So the first step to making a change is obviously making up your mind. You have to decide within yourself that you're tired of the way that you're living your life. If that's you, and you've decided to make a change, then you need to make up your mind to say, I'm going to do something that is an action step forward towards the goal that I want in the first place. You have to have some type of mindset to back you up when you're making your change. Whenever you set out an intention to make something happen or to do something different, disruption is likely going to follow that. What do I mean by that? Whenever I say I'm going to do good, something has to counteract that to eventually stop me from doing the good that I'm doing, to make me feel like I should just give up because, you know, every time I do something, it seems like something is there to stop me. But that's ultimately the enemy trying to get you to stop doing the very things you feel like you need to do, right? Same thing when you're trying to make a change. When you've been living a certain type of life, when you have been doing things a certain type of way, when you've had a certain type of mindset your whole life, when you have just been so stuck in your ways, whenever you decide to change something about that, you don't think that the enemy is going to try and stop you from doing that very thing that's good and that's going to bring light into this world. Of course it's going to happen. So the mindset that you have to develop is one to understand that whenever difficulties come, you're going to decide to choose resilience over anything else. Meaning, instead of feeling defeated when an obstacle comes your way, you're going to use that opportunity to propel you forward even more. The Bible says that all things are used together for the good of them that love the Lord. The Bible also says not to be offended or afraid or upset when obstacles come your way, because you're a child of God and those things are going to happen anyway. And so whenever something happens to try to stop you from making a change, from being good, from trying something new, from stepping out on an idea, whenever something tries to just stand in your way in general, use your mindset as an opportunity to propel you forward. The next thing I would say is change isn't going to happen just immediately. It's going to happen over time. And so I hope that this video was helpful in a way to help you think differently about making a change in your life, that you don't have to hyper focus on the change itself. You first need to start with yourself for you to become the person that's willing to make the change to begin with. Hey babe, don't forget to follow us over on Instagram, where we share more behind the scenes content of what it's like running our very own nail supply.